I survived 100 days in an Arctic Wasteland, and now I'm going to survive 100 more days on a frozen planet. While this is technically part 2 of the series, part 1 will be linked below. You don't need to watch that to know what's going on. Let me catch you up. This is our hero, Fred. He and his 2 friends, Edwin the Master Mage and Captain James Dohan, were teleported here, onto this frozen planet as a side effect of a transplacement spell cast by Edwin. They were separated during a terrible blizzard and are now back together trying to find a way home. I'll be continuing the amazing modpack Cuboid Outpost and telling a story that runs parallel to the story happening in my single-player hardcore world. Trust me, if you like lore, you're going to want to watch both series, so when it becomes all clear, you'll understand what the heck is going on. Alright, enough talk, let's go.
When I was lost in the cave, taking shelter from that terrible blizzard, I found a shrine of sorts?
How do you mean?
It's hard to explain. It was buried deep in the ground, but I think it was all product to this book?
It's in a language I don't recognize. Can you read it?
No, but there are a few names I recognize.
I'm sorry, what? You found a book on a random planet millions of years in our future, and there are names you recognize?
Yes, it's hard to wrap my head around, but in all honesty, the book mentions the Black Coat, the Sheriff, and a man, Steve Tepic.
Who is that?
He is... well, he was a member of my crew.
Well, it has officially been 101 days since we ended up here in this post-apocalyptic, very strange and terrible, icy, frozen planet. I need to take a look around and see where I'm at, and then maybe decide what to do next. I lived for about 200 days of my life on basically just apples, and that is something I would like to improve upon this next phase of our life here. I need to get a better food selection. It's not healthy to eat one food for your entire life. So at least let's start with the carrots and potatoes and stuff and then move on from there. Well, if there's anything I learned in my last 100 days, it is I use my quantum singularity chamber all the time. So what I want to do is actually make 4 more, giving me a total of 5. That would be a great help to produce a lot of goods all at the same time. I still really don't have access to any ores on demand, but luckily I know I can get tin from crushed andesite, so with a little bit of sort of manual labor, I can actually get as much as I want, thanks to my andesite singularity. So, you know, it's just some time. That's okay, I got nothing but time. There's things that I used to be able to automate in my old bunker that I don't have the means to automate now, but I think I actually know how. I just need those connectors and things, and one is skystone. So you just put a piece of skystone dust, which I get from sieving, into a barrel of lava, and you get a skystone block. Pretty easy, but it's a little grindy. By using my enrichment chamber, I can put in Fluix dust and get pure Fluix crystals, which is what I need to finish my ME controllers. Nice. I have enough materials now for 4 more. That is awesome. I got 1, and the last thing I need to get, the other ones are just like various singularities. It seems like it can be any, so I mean, I have a lot of coal, and I'm not really using it for power, so yeah, okay, that one. I mean, I know this is still the 2nd tier quantum collapser, and I think there's like 4 or 5 tiers available, but it's really fast. I mean, I don't really need it to be faster than this, but I'll probably make them all just to knock off all of the quests in the book. Oh, isn't that a thing of beauty? Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I am solid. Now, the thing is, I do have the book, and the book has quests in sort of an order to do things, but before I continue with that, I want to get all the ingots, because there are ingot singularities, and I want them all. Seriously though, speaking of names, I actually had to make a sign, because these names, not so goodium, could be beta, not f, badium, wiki, they're so hard to remember which is which. But I'm quickly realizing I don't really care which is which, because honestly, I'm really close to that'll be a good one, or whatever the last one is, that once I get that flowing, I don't see a need to ever really use these last ones. So yeah, pretty cool. I now have singularities up to the 3rd tier, which is pretty awesome. Other than the real lack of food situation that I faced when I first got here, really I'm hit with my biggest hurdle now. I'm out of power. I have a solution though. I can make uranium singularity, and with that, I have a lot more power to draw from. Honestly, I'm a simple guy. I like simple solutions, so I have now a uranium singularity to make more, and this should be good to upgrade my power later. With a uranium singularity and a wikidium power generator, that's a decent power upgrade for now. I used up some of a very precious that'll do ingots to make a that'll do resource generator. Now this is the fastest. It does basically a stack every second. So I can move it around and use whatever I'm kind of short of. If I need a lot of gravel, I just throw the gravel singularity in and I get a stack a second. It's an awesome machine. And with that, I can make a that'll do chest, and I finished that no, did I miss one? I missed one, crap. And with making cellulose bricks, I finished the didn't really? Again, there's another miss. What the heck did I miss, man? I have to make a not Afbardium chest or something just to put it in, and I still missed another quest. This is ridiculous. Where? I have to make some kind of zombie flesh kebab, so I got to get on here and fight. And yeah, you know how I am with fighting. It's pretty great usually. I wasn't lying. I got down to about 2 hearts before I had to jetpack up to my roof and take a break. I got a spider eye and I dropped it in my Wikidium furnace, and I have finished this chapter finally. It didn't ring again. I found it. I found the last quest I need. It's this broth. Check this out. Boom! Done. With access to a bit of wood, there are other ways of making tools that are now available to you. There's a modular method that requires a bit of tinkering to construct tools that we feel you might find useful. You can get started in some of it now, but will need to access other materials later to be able to progress further in this chapter. Okay, now we're getting some stuff that I kind of know how to do. This is a tinker station that I did in my bunker, and then again I did it on my road trip. We are good here. These are the materials that I would have chosen, but I'm kind of following the guidebook. It hasn't steered me wrong so far. It's telling me to make a wooden axe using 3 wooden parts. Okay, I can do that. Easy. Alright, apparently it wanted me to make an easy tool, so then I can make a little bit more of a challenging tool, I guess. Now I'm doing a cobblestone replacement head axe. Axe head? Yeah, that's it. Okay, I just used a couple gold ingots to make a cast, and then poured in some molten iron to make an iron axe head. I had this awesome mechanism multi-tool. I'm not going to need this, but it's fine. Whatever. We'll do the quests. Here's the thing, though. I said I want all the ingots, and I do. Let's start with iron. I need a lot of iron in this world. So we're going to use my netherite mesh and a compressed gravel to just run stack after stack through until I get enough ingots to make a singularity. Oh my goodness, look at all these singularities that I'm about to get. Fantastic. And actually that brings me to a point where I needed to expand my storage room massively. So I made a whole bunch more resource collectors, a whole bunch more storage drawers and hoppers, and I am set. I have not all the ores, but a lot of them all just now basically limitless. I mean, just forever. If I take some, they just get replaced by the time I need more. Now, the next thing I need to do is I need to make a lot of steel because, again, I want steel singularity too. I need to upgrade this thing, but darn if I can figure out how to do it. I don't know mechanism. I don't know anything about it. So, yeah, there's just a lot of trial and error and just kind of clicking and seeing what works. So far, nothing. And finally, see, look how many inputs I have. This is awesome. That green thing I was clicking on, it turns out that's a component of the thing that I need to upgrade this. It doesn't really matter. The point is, now I have lots of steel production going. Hooray. Using the same machine, I'm actually using it to make bronze now. I think copper and like coal or something. I don't even know what it is. Anyway, the point is I'm making bronze, so another singularity. I'm not going to bother upgrading this one. I think the other one is fine. This witch water is kind of the gift that keeps on giving. It's amazing. I just put a little bit of bone meal and witch water and I get slime. Now, with this slime, I can make magmas, which is awesome for what I need next. There has got to be a better way to do this, but I figure out I can put my magma creams, the new ones I just made by combining slimes and blazes, into the smeltery, and with that I get something, but I don't really know what. Hey, look, I'm just following along kind of blindly right now. Now, I thought what I could do is pour these magmas onto gravel and get like a magma cream block, but yeah, it doesn't work. I didn't read well. Yeah, it's my fault. I didn't read well at all. There are lots and lots of options. All I wanted to do was make this Tinker's Anvil, and I can use steel, which I have plenty of. This anvil is awesome. It's kind of a tool forge of sorts, I guess. I can make a cleaver and an excavator, and that's what I'm going to make next. I have essentially infinite iron now. I moved my that'll do singularity resource gather to the iron production, so now basically I have forever iron. So I'm using that to make my new tools. Should work out really well, and it's fine. And finally, I can make a couple new major tools, a cleaver and an excavator, which is awesome and actually finishes this chapter. I'm going for a bit of a completionist view here. I want to do every single quest in every single chapter. Look, the other guys have projects that they're working on. I want to pull my weight, and that can be best by finishing this book and seeing what secrets it unlocks. I turned the book to the next page, opening the next chapter, and are you even serious? Look at how many quests these are. What the heck is going on here? I hope you have a green thumb. We're about to really up our game in terms of recreating some of the flora from our home planet, including luxuries like grass, flowers, and crops. There are absolutely tons of plants you can reintroduce here. At the very least, you must complete tasks indicated by the square shapes in order to progress. While making yourself a hoe and planting things outside on dirt is always an option, a botany plot allows you to grow crops without the need to till the soil or keep it watered. Okay, cool. You know, this is frustrating. I know about these. I didn't think about this because I could have built these and then not have to build these big crop rooms as I did here, but whatever, it's fine. I built these in my underground bunker. I should have remembered this, darn it. This is a lot of quests. It looks like this first row is all of the crops that I'm used to, and then it gets a lot more complicated down there. Probably some crossbreeding and stuff, but yeah, wheat seeds, beetroot seeds, wheat, all the normal stuff first. Well, let's do that and see what happens. Before I went too crazy, I wanted to make sure this works as I expect, and it does. This is really great. One seed can become wheat, which then becomes endless, basically, wheat and seeds. Hooray. All right, then. Well, it's going to be a while. I'm going to make a lot of seeds.
Fred, are you there?
Whoa, James, these VR goggles you hooked up are amazing.
Thank you. As you continue to expand our little base here, I thought it would be prudent to have a way to quickly contact each other.
Agreed. These are great. Anyway.
Edwin and I have been working on a theory. My chip had a computer named Tracy. Shortly before we ended up here, my dear friend, Dr. Landon, managed to quantumize her, basically detaching her from the need of storage on hardware.
This isn't exactly my specialty, Captain.
Mine neither, Fred. What he's saying is Tracy became disembodied.
Yeah, okay.
The computer could.
James, are you saying that Tracy might still be out there?
If we could contact her, perhaps we could get help.
Well, it seems like I've made an accidental mob farm here in this new room I've been working on. I didn't light it up and night crept up on me. I can't sleep because there's mobs everywhere. It's not a great time to have creepers walking around my base. I do like the shape of this a lot. I'm a little bit nervous, admittedly, about building mostly out of wood. You know, if lightning strikes my base, we might be living out in the snow. That's not a good idea. Now, I want grass to be in the bottom of this biodome kind of area. This is where I'm going to have all my seeds, so it makes sense to have some grass. Maybe we'll even plant some trees inside. I saved a whole bunch of dirt and got some grass seeds and planted them around, and this will spread over the course of time. The other big thing I need some warmth in here after all. I want seeds to grow, and it is pretty darn chilly, so I brought 6 fireplaces, and what we're going to do is just put little fireplace pylons sort of randomly around. I think it should work to keep it warm enough anyway. I had to make some more of this organically enriched sand. It's a real pain in the butt because I need actual seeds. I have like beetroot and sugarcane and all that stuff. I actually need the beetroot seeds and the sugarcane seeds. So yeah, blah, pain in the butt, but I got them all eventually. I finally got some fern seeds and I want to plant them in these things, but unfortunately they won't plant. I don't know why, so I got to figure something out. Maybe I need podzol. So to get podzol, I need to get biomass, and to get that, the easiest way right now is just leaves. Again, I have an infinite iron supply, so shears aren't really a problem. So boom, I just placed the sheared leaves in the crusher from Mechanism, and in just a few seconds, I get some biomass. Okay, cool. Then I have to put that biomass in the metallurgic infuser, and then infuse regular dirt with the biomass to give me podzol. So it's been a real pain in the butt, but there, I finally got a couple. And then boom, I put the podzol in and I put the fern seeds in, and yeah, it still didn't work. It still didn't freaking plant. Well, that is, man, my frustration is high. Okay, you know what? I don't need any fancy blocks. Let's just do this. Fine. Boom, there, fern, hooray. I finished the entire first row. We'll call that the vanilla crops row for some reason. And now we're moving on to the second row. And the second row has a little bit more exotic fruits and vegetables. First is corn. I need carrots and wheat. Put them in my quantum transmuting table and I get corn seeds. Now, I know there's a lot of seeds that I need to do to knock off this quest, but let's at least start with corn and rye. And I got them planted because I'm going to need these as a base for more seeds down the road. Fast forward quite a bit of time later, and I have quite a few more seeds, more hopper table pot thing, hopper pots, is that what they're, those things. And I'm ready to plant a whole bunch more crops. It's good. I have about half the first row done. If you'd like to carry on making more seeds for even greater variety in your diet, then by all means do so. You have, however, done enough to start making some interesting new foods too, though, so feel free to get cracking on dirtying the dishes if you prefer. I am a completionist at heart, so I am going to go ahead and knock out all of the new foods. Plus, Edwin and James are going to like the new variety to their diet. That's good. And just when I thought I was done with ferns, just when I thought I was good, I need fern seeds to make a new crop. So yeah, I had to sieve so much sand to get fern seeds, but I finally got them and can move on with my life. And I have spent days doing this, and it kind of feels fun to do, making asparagus and peas and beans and rice seeds and all kinds of other things. It's a little refreshing. It's just kind of a grindy project that I don't mind. And hey, I get to sample a product too. Believe it or not, I actually got the entire row done, and we are ready to move on to the next row. Each row builds upon the row in front of it, so that means I have to wait just a little bit of time for some of the newer seeds to actually grow and yield some of their seeds so I can make new seeds in the quantum. It's a whole thing, but we'll get there. And a good deal of time later, we actually did get there. I am done with the second longest row. Now, the next row is the longest, so I need to take a good-sized break so I can let all the other seeds grow so I have enough to work with. My jetpack's out of armor, and to be totally honest, I'm more concerned with staying alive when a random skeleton or creeper falls off the roof onto my head, so I'm going to go ahead and make some of this tier 3 Wickediem boots and stuff. Just, why not be a little safe? But I've been thinking almost every night about how a fire can be catastrophic, and I'm using fireplaces to heat my base, as well as there's always the chance of lightning, or heck, zombies catch on fire in the daylight. I added some of these cool illumination panels and some of this tiled basalt on the floor, and it is looking way better. Yes, the roof is still wood, yes, the walls are still wood, and yes, I'm still in danger, but, it's one step at a time. And just like that, we are back to work on these grinding seeds. I mean, look, I at this point, I'm not even trying to just do a few at a time. I'm just doing them all. And this does it. That's it. I did it. Look at all these seeds. Look how many there are. I finished the grindiest chapter ever. Done. Boom. Finally, a new chapter. You will be able to unlock the next chapter when at least 4 steps with pentagon shapes have been completed. Remember that the more different foods you eat, the better your health and well-being. Even though it's not a requirement to complete all these steps, it might help you on your way. Now that you've got access to some basic food items, you can really start working on improving your health and well-being. Spice of life is not something that's ever super interested me, but I read this and it got more interesting. Every 5 items I eat that are different gives me 2 more hearts to my life. Okay then. Alright then, now we're talking. I got some fish jerky and some applesauce and a few other items that whenever I get hungry, I'll try to eat a new item each time. There's even some cooking implements here that are really cool, like you can get a pan and a baking dish and some other things to make tortillas and other fun stuff. This is way more fun than I thought it was going to be. I am going through apples like crazy, and I keep having to go and cut down a bunch of oak trees just to get a handful. I need a better apple source. I use it for apple vinegar, apple cider, apple juice. Yeah, I need apples. And to that end, I learned I can make an apple tree with just 8 apples and an oak sapling. Okay, this is pretty cool. Let's see what happens. Okay then, so I can just pick these apples from the tree? Okay, that's pretty cool. One grew already. Look at that. Okay, cool. Oh, but Edwin is going to be very happy about this. This is not just fruits and vegetables. I can make cupcakes, carrot cupcakes, pumpkin cupcakes, all kinds. Oh, this is great. It's really funny, but I have all these seeds for like my more glamorous seeds, and I never actually planted like pumpkins and melons and all the regular crops. So yeah, well, I did now. Oh man, I have grown so many vegetables, fruits, and seeds that I had to make 4 trips to get it back. That's a crazy haul. There's one thing with all this food that we're missing, though, is we're missing meat. I mean, there are no animals living here at all. There's a few recipes that call for meat, but I've been able to substitute tofu for now. I need a solution. I need a meat solution. And with that, thanks to Tofu, we finished this chapter and we're ready to move on to the next. I am loving this sort of food-focused area that we're in. Well, would you look at that? I was just complaining about not having meat, and the next chapter is all about meat. I need to start working on recreating some familiar animal life. Get to it, it says. Okay. Now, there are some specific ways I can go about getting eggs that it says it will spawn animals. It's some sort of DNA contraption that the ancients in the civilization learned. You've heard it said, science, if sufficiently advanced, will be indistinguishable from magic. Well, this is one of those times, we think. At least the science division folk reckon there is a scientific basis for what is about to happen, although they have not been able to sufficiently explain it. Anyway, make a hole and fill it with a bucket of witch water. Throw in an egg, a piece of primordial goop, some wheat seeds, and some extra RNA, and a totally explainable by science chemical reaction will occur, resulting in a special egg specifically encoded to guarantee hatching a chicken. Before using it, you might want to fence off an area, make 2 of those chicken spawn eggs so you can breed up more and start collecting extra eggs to move forward rather than needing to make more. Wow. All right then. This is a little complicated so far. Mixing RNA with protein paste in a quantum transmutation chamber produces a primordial gloop, which will allow the base DNA strands we need. I have to admit, this whole RNA DNA thing is one of the more complicated things I've done since landing on this planet, but okay, well, the book seems to explain it pretty well, so I can make some primordial gloop now and continue along. And finally, I think by putting the stuff in the drying cupboard, I think that I'm going to come up with an egg. I think. I hope. Yes, it worked. Eggs. Now here's the thing. I don't want to throw these on the ground because they might not hatch, so I need to do it better. Follow along the quest. I think I just throw these right in water and I should get a, yeah, nothing. Okay, nothing happened there. Oh, I'm going to have to go read this stupid quest book again. Edwin, you gotta try these. Oh, they're delicious. It's called Sissel.
I've been working on translating the book that James found in his cave.
Not really one for just small talk and fun, are you? Yeah, I've been wondering what you've been doing every night.
If I had even a taste of my old power, I could have set golems to translating this with a snap. But still, there is something nice about having a difficult project.
Yeah, I get that. I really enjoyed planning this Sissel. Sissel.
At any rate, I believe I've put together a sort of timeline of the events of this planet, from the time Steve Tepek appeared, until the attack from Cal that ended life here and sent it back to a never-ending ice age.
How long did this Steve Tepek have?
That translation is still unclear, but it was at least some years. It seems he founded a city called New Hope.
A city? It must have been some time, but what does that mean for us?
I'm not sure. Yet.
I've put it off for some time, but I need to refill my jetpack because honestly, when I'm building something big like a barn, I need to look around and see it. I'm thinking about back sort of in my bunker days about how I really spent a lot of time on making sort of my living conditions better. I really got to focus on that. Now, I did make these cool emergency doors with door sensors, so that's helpful. The door sensors seem to only allow me in and not the creeper right outside my window, thankfully. And finally, the next day, I returned to my work on the barn. It's coming along really well. The thing is, I don't know how many animals the book is going to have me get, so I need to sort of expand bigger than I think I need, just so I have room to expand upwards. And yes, I did it again. I did it again. I created another mob farm. Look at this. Look how scary this is. How do I go in and kill the creepers? I don't have a ranged weapon. I may just have to wait them out. After a ton of crafting, I actually got 2 chicken spawn eggs. That is absolutely amazing. So I can start breeding these guys right now because guess what I need? I need eggs to make any future mobs. So yeah, I'm going to need a lot of chickens. I am so dense. This enrichment chamber can actually make skystone, so I didn't have to do the whole lava thing and complain about how I can't automate it. Literally, I just put it in the enrichment chamber and then I get skystone. Ugh! Now, I have another problem. I really want to get eggs and I want to be able to collect them, and chickens just sort of drop them every once in a while. So if I'm not constantly looking, I might not notice that they dropped. So I need some obsidian, and I'm going to make a new device. I made this thing. It's kind of like a vacuum hopper. It's called an ender hopper. Basically, I think it'll suck up any items that it gets and drop them in a chest. Okay, this should work great. I should be able to just put this thing down and have a whole bunch of eggs just waiting for me whenever I need them. I gathered all the items I need to make a sheep spawn egg or two, and I should be able to get that started too. The other thing though, while I'm making this, I noticed it's not been snowing in my area. It's been raining. I don't know if that means the temperature's getting warmer, or maybe I'm having a little bit of environmental impact. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's rain. It's not snow. So all this grass that I have is not getting covered with snow. That's good. I had a terrible nightmare last night, though. I was sitting in my old bunker and talking to my friend Dom on the radio. I remember how he was so scared that there were scratchy noises from monsters outside, and I just woke up thinking about that. And I think my wooden palace here, my wooden base, is just a bad move. So I'm going to start replacing all the walls with the sheet metal that I can make. Now that I have endless metals, basically, I can make sheet metal, which obviously will be a lot stronger against mobs and also fireproof. So it's a win-win, and yeah, I feel better about it, but I have been thinking a lot about Dom. I hope he's okay. Another ton of crafting later, and I have the materials I need to make a couple pig spawn eggs. So yeah, great, man. Bacon. Woo! Terrific. You know, pigs, I don't see having a big need for pigs versus like chickens and later on maybe cows and even sheep for wool, but hey, yeah, I got pigs. That's cool. And again, a ton of crafting. And the thing is, to make each additional animal, I need to have meat from the prior animal, so I have to wait for breeding times and stuff. It takes a long time. But I got cow eggs, and that is wonderful. My leather problems may be at an end. Hey, check it out. Guess who can't read? These are funny looking cows. Yeah, I didn't read the quest. I need some rotten flesh, so I was out fighting monsters for the night, and look what I didn't notice. Yeah, that's a compressed baby zombie. I just didn't even see it. So I'm just fighting these monsters, not thinking much of it, and then all hell breaks loose. Okay, yeah, it was a baby zombie army and a creeper and a skeleton shooting from me from behind. Yeah, thank goodness I had a jetpack, or my days would have been over. And finally, I actually did get the right materials and the right recipe and the right reading levels to understand that I'm making cows. So I did. I made cow spawn eggs. Hooray! And with that, I'm happy to have finished the chapter and the barn. I have all the animals that I think I can. So good, yeah. By now, you've got the hang of that totally scientific method of creating spawn eggs. There are a few more creatures you can bring back into existence at this stage. Only one more requires a puddle of witch water, one requires seawater, and the rest can use some of the fruits of our labor so far, milk mixed with salt for lactate acid. Note, you don't have to make any of these spawn eggs to achieve sufficient biodiversity. So here's the thing. I think while I'm making some beetroots for red dye, I think what I'm going to do is just make the eggs and not actually put them anywhere yet. I don't need them for anything. It's going to be nice to have down the road, but for right now, let's just make the eggs and move along. I've made almost all my eggs, and the last thing I need is actually just some seagrass. So I think I can just do that and some shears. Okay, pretty easy. And there we go. Another chapter done. Now, it's a little different because I didn't actually put them all in the world, but you know, they're there. We have them for down the road whenever we actually want to build a zoo. Cool. Now it looks like we're getting into a little bit more complicated things. Now that I have all the vegetables and now that I have all the meats, basically, I think we can actually start to make some really good stuff. And if you look over there on the right-hand side of the quest book, I see some hamburgers in my future. Oh yeah. I actually need a bunch of ender pearls next, so I grabbed a few stacks of endstone, compressed it, smashed it with a hammer, recompressed it. Now I'm just going to stand here for a little while and do this. I've been really making an effort to eat different food every single time I eat now, and I have quite a few more hearts. I actually have 12 additional hearts of health. That's an amazing upgrade. And, you know, after living here for this long, you would think that we would have like a real kitchen all set up, but we don't, and I don't really have a space for it even. This is calling to make like an oven and sink and stuff. Yeah, I need to build. One of the nice blocks I have available to me now, though, that I have some ender pearls to spare, is an elevator block. So that means I can go into my bedroom, get rid of this ridiculous looking staircase, put down just an elevator block, and then sort of fill in the floor. I think this is going to be maybe the way that I use to get to the kitchen, because I don't need this basement really ever anymore. So cool. A tiny bit of building at night, which admittedly I shouldn't because we got our first dinner guest. It's a spider. But yeah, the kitchen is all set up. And again, I'm using this sheet metal. It's going to be a really good, much more secure way to go. And I think it's going to be really cool. It's a nice little add-on. It's kind of under the lava area too, so we can kind of connect everything. Yeah, a big win here. I like it. You know, does a crusher give more red dye? Like, can I get more than just one red dye for one beetroot? Nope. I threw in a roof, and with a little bit of crafting later, we have a nice kitchen. This is great. Having a preservation chamber in a fridge ensures that the last item in a slot is consumed by the recipe made through the cooking table. I'm not really planning on automating my kitchen quite yet. I don't mind doing some things by hand. Yeah, I was out minding my own business, and look at what is lurking just inside my kitchen, right over there. Can you see it through the wall? Compressed zombie inside my wall. Not only that, it's a compressed baby zombie. Yeah, no thanks. I'll just stay here forever. Okay, I will admit this is super, super cute and cool. I was able to, by dropping an anvil on top of a cow, smush him into a jar. So now I have a cow in a jar, which will produce infinite milk. Hooray! I gotta tell you, Edwin and James are gonna be super psyched to have cereal with fresh squeezed milk out of this cow in a jar every single morning. It's awesome. Now that you have your kitchen sorted out, or at least could do, making some nice meals should be easy. Let's try to make some different burgers, both for satisfying hunger and to increase your nutritional variety and general well-being. Having some high saturation food to carry with you will be very important soon when we need to send you on an adventure or two. Okay, wait, what? I found this very cool block called a feeding trough. I think it's trough. It's awesome though. I just put wheat in and then the animals just kind of feed themselves whenever they're hungry and they can mate. Awesome, fantastic. I was looking at some of these recipes for the different burgers and stuff, and one of them needs pepper, like salt and pepper. And that grows on trees, not in bushes, like not in crops like I already have. I don't have pepper trees. I don't have any crop trees. So I wonder if that is sort of a breeding mechanic, kind of like what I already did with the crops. I need to check this out. Oh no. So I have learned something. So to get pepper, I need to crossbreed pepper with another plant to get a peppercorn seed. And to get that, I have to get like an olive and a coconut. And to get the coconut, then I have to sort of crossbreed that with the cashew and cinnamon. And to get the cashew, I have to get, oh great. It's a big load of shit. Well, if I'm going to do this, even though there's no quest, I'm just going to do it just to get it done. I'm going to need a new room, so that means I need to do another add-on. So hopefully I can grow these in my little hopper pots, and at least that'll condense how much room I need. If I have to grow these like outside, I'm going to be in big trouble. Okay, so I need to clear out the snow and pick some sort of decent flooring for this place. I like the sort of variety and also sameness. Like I like having all sort of this steel sheet metal walls, but then maybe different floors or different roofs. That could be kind of cool. A nice way to change it up. Placed a bunch of chests in the hopper pots and everything is pretty good. I am in love with these illuminated panels on the walls. They are so cool. And with quite a bit of crossbreeding, it's the same way I did with all the seeds. I have all the vanilla trees put out, and I have about 4 of the regular trees, and I need more chests. I learned something very helpful, though. If I actually plant the trees in grass, then I can sort of crouch, torque, I guess, and get the crops to grow quickly. And if I get 8 crops in a sapling, then I can make a new sapling. So it's actually faster to actually naturally plant them, harvest one good harvest, and then go make a couple saplings for crossbreeding. Yeah, but I'm kind of coming up against it here, though. I'm basically out of space in my little tiny sort of outer walkway from the main shelter to the barn. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Let me tell you something that has been really, really a pain in the butt. It is snow. These snowballs. There are infinite snowballs. And yeah, I know I can use it for water, but let's face it, I have infinite water sources. So really, truly, they are just in the way. So what I did is I upgraded my backpack and I found another upgrade that can void out any block I want. Snowballs, this void backpack is coming for you. And after quite a bit of sort of preemptive work, I am ready to go out there and get to work digging out some of the snow and planting more dirt that will eventually become grass. And hey, guess what? It's raining, but it's not just regular rain. No, that'd be too fun. It's acid rain. I'm taking damage just kind of standing in it. Ah, boy, what a world this is that we landed on. The other thing is digging takes a lot of hunger, so I need to remember to keep my my cows fed over here so that I can eventually make some really saturating food. I was attempting to sleep through the night, and it said, you know, you can't sleep because there's monsters. So I came down, and yeah, it's a huge zombie horde. It was really crazy, and the worst thing is I ran out of dirt when I was pasting in all the dirt. So yeah, more just kept dropping in the hole. It was a little chaotic, but you know, I got them all, and hey, you know, more rotten flesh. That's something I always need more of. And after a good deal more dirt gathering, I am pretty good. I didn't go all the way around, but I have a nice big area here where I can start planting more of these fruit trees. Because every fruit tree I get, I need to plant so I can harvest it to make more saplings. Let me just tell you though, the grind is real. And to make it worse, I'm not even doing this for the book chapter. I'm just doing this so I have all the foods available. I mean, you know, I am proud that I'm going to have all the foods available, but yeah, it's a serious grind just to get some, like, peppers for salt and pepper, right? But, you know, we'll get there. After a very, very, very long time of grind, later I have all of the foods available, both crops and regular crops, and also now trees. It is severe, the amount of grind that I have. The only thing that I didn't do was sort of those extra animals, but hey, I'm proud of this. I'm happy about it. Fine, I'm done. I'm moving along. Something I didn't think about during all that time of grinding is my cows, and yeah, they ate all the food that I left available for them, so it's time to make some hamburgers, I think. There are so many fun varieties of burgers. I mean, we're talking basic chicken, beef, coleslaw, cheddar, onion burger. There's everything you can possibly imagine. It's awesome. I'm a burger guy. I'm in heaven. But what's super cool about all those burgers, not only did I finish the chapter, but every 5 burgers I eat is going to give me 2 more actual hearts. Oh, look at that. I'm already up to 26. Nice. A resident queen of cakes, Cheyenne, is really worried that you might need to live out the rest of your life without access to her famous sweet rolls. A team of engineers here at Cuboid Corp have poured together a plan to appease Cheyenne and also allow you to eat as many sweet rolls as you can. I'm not even sure you like sweet rolls, but just in case you do, we've included a little bit of survival guide for you to consider. Look, I'll just admit, this is a create chapter. I'm really not into it. I've made a decision, and I think I'm going to be okay with this. I've first poured some brass ingots to do the next quest, sandpapered down some rose quartz, which is a very cool crafting mechanic, and then decided I'm just going to knock out these quests by making all of the things, but not actually building these big, complicated structures. Look, create is an amazing thing. It's just not it doesn't work with my brain, okay? It's just not my cup of tea, but it's okay. I'll make this stuff and maybe we'll come back around to it. For example, start by placing down the 10 building blocks as shown in a 4-high step. Place the mill on top of the 4-high step. At this point, you should probably temporarily attach a cogwheel to the side of the mill. A shaft could be vertical so that the gears mesh together, and attach the hand crank to the top of the cogwheel. Throw some wheat. Yeah. Nope. I'm good. I did, however, have to make cinnamon rolls to finish the chapter in the book. And to do that, I had to figure out how to put this milk and a mechanical pipe and a squeezer thing. Look, it took a long time, but I did it. Hey, another chapter done. Look, am I proud? Let's just move along. And with that, we actually knocked out an entire part, which is super cool. When it comes to smelting stuff, you've already got a few options by now. However, it's always useful having alternatives. With some of the more advanced materials you now have access to and will gain access to, more advanced furnaces are available to you. And with the quantum singularity providing free burnable materials like wood or coal, you don't need to worry about powering all these with energy. Although, as you will see, that too is an option. In particular, the top tier rainbow furnace is really fast. So while it takes a bit of effort to obtain, it can significantly cut down the total time of crafting when there's a lot of smelting involved. Okay, look, after doing food for weeks and weeks and weeks, I am very excited to get into some actual tech. I found a very cool way to make ink because, honestly, there are no squid in this world as there's really no water. So, yeah, so you have to make ink by using sort of sand in this sea water, and it's a little bit complicated, but it's a cool mechanic. Just when I thought I was done with Create, here I am back again. I have to use this mixer for the next thing, and unfortunately, it's too slow. I throw in my iron ingot and ender pearl, and it says it's too slow to, yeah, it needs more speed. Uh-oh. I am just terrible at this, trying to figure out where these gears go and spin around. It's the worst. But finally, after some time, I did get up the speed enough by using big wheels and small wheels, and I can throw them in, and finally I can get what I need. Back to working on furnaces. If you'd prefer to use energy as fuel instead of burnable materials, yes, I would. Then you have the access to this range of furnaces to use wireless heat transfer instead. Sweet. Once you have a wireless heat transmitter, you will need to make a wireless heat receiver for each furnace you want to power wirelessly using energy. That is exactly what I want to do. Oh man, I need blaze rods specifically. Not blaze powder, blaze rods. So that means I got a fight coming up, and I am not looking forward to it. So I dropped in my blazing doll in just wait a few seconds, and here comes a blaze to fight me. Ready? Oh, it's a compressed blaze. Are you serious? All right, maybe not that epic, but still, could have been. Back to the grind. I need to make a netherite furnace, and that means I need 4 netherite. That means I need 16 ancient debris. Oh boy, it's gonna be a bit. A little bit later, I actually did it. I just got to make the magma creams, but yeah, I'm ready. I got my 4 netherite ingots. Let's make a netherite furnace. Sweet. Now, the netherite furnace is not my top tier furnace goal yet, but I mean, this is really fast. Obsidian furnace is fast. The netherite furnace is really fast. That's pretty cool. I have been making obsidian in the Tinker's Smeltery for so long now, and I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. I never thought about just doing this and just reading the book. But yeah, you can just make it in the barrel, and then I can just click it. It takes like 1 second. It's a lot safer, too. The next thing I need is yellow dye, and fortunately I have all this grass just sitting right outside my door and window, so it should be pretty easy if it weren't for the skeleton shooting me in the back. Thanks a lot, jerk. I need the yellow dye so I could dye all these different colors of glass because I am finally ready. I can make my rainbow furnace. Look, I have seen this before, but I've never made one before. But using both of my netherite furnaces, it is a spectacular furnace. Honestly, check this out. It does an entire stack in one operation. That's just ridiculous. It's amazing. I need a couple ingots for the next couple crafts, so using my smeltery, I did the ingots. You know, I need an alloy smelter. I don't know why I haven't done one yet. And something I never thought I could possibly make, but yeah, I need sky slime. So to do that, I actually melt slime in my Tinker's Smeltery and then put dirt down, and that way, because I want to make it renewable so I can make slimy dirt by pouring it on top of dirt, which I just messed up, but eventually you put the dirt down first, then you pour the slime on top of it. Yeah, it works great. You know, we're basically to a place where all of the materials that we want are free, which is a great thing because I'm basically out of storage. So I have to make another drive and 10 more 4K drives. I finally made an induction smelter, which is going to be really helpful to make ingots. There is a terrible storm brewing outside. I'm glad we got all those trees planted now. I'm just so happy to be in a technology phase right now after all that time. You know, this is just, it feels good. It feels like I'm really progressing our quality of life here and everything. This is great. So I'm looking over these quests and I have a lot more things I need to do, a lot of alloys I need to do. And I wonder if there are singularities for these or if there's an easier way to automate getting a whole bunch of them. Outside of just a little bit of waiting time, this was really easy. Like, I could have unlimited disk drives at this point. Nether, of course, is a little bit of a pain because I have to sift soul sand, and soul sand is a little bit of a pain to get, but honestly, not too bad in general. The snowstorm is finally over, and it is finally time. I can't put it off anymore. I need to build. I need to build a lot. Let's get going. This is crazy, guys. I feel like nature itself is coming back. Do you hear this?
We have some news. Potentially good news.
Show him, James.
Tracy, how are you?
I am fine, thank you, Captain.
What? This is amazing.
I'll admit, I continue to be somewhat adverse to all this technology. But this Tracy is certainly a marvel.
Fellas, this is unbelievable, but I understood Tracy merged with my dad's AI, Cal, which is what drove him insane?
That was a kind of a small copy of Tracy that was able to access the singularity and go back in time. This Tracy is ours.
Can this unself-aware Tracy send help for us?
That's where the good news ends, my friend.
Tell me.
There is no help to come. Cal was successful.
At our point in time, millions of years in the future, Cal has wiped out all intelligence in the universe.
So we are alone, after all. I suppose if I'm getting into technology, I need more space to actually do it, so I ripped down my entire starter area and I built a new, big, luxurious steel room. Look, it's nothing to look at for right now, but it's going to have enough room to actually expand. After sort of dividing the big room into some smaller rooms, I'm starting to feel a little bit better. I was a little worried about this because it was a little cavernous at first, but yeah, adding in some of these illumination panels, really, truly, the windows, everything, it just feels a lot better. I'm a little embarrassed to admit that I haven't actually built 3 bedrooms until just now, so I finally did, and I attached it right to the kitchen thinking, hey, it'd be nice to walk out of your room and have some breakfast right away, since now we actually have breakfast options and food options. So yeah, we each have our own little mini bedroom right here by this warm kitchen fireplace. It is so nice to have these animals too. I want to start getting more and more into decorating here and just making our lives more comfortable. I mean, it doesn't seem like help is coming, so this is it. Luckily we have wool, so that's helpful. I used the wool to make a couch. It's going to be great. We're going to have a little kitchen table here. I mean, really, it's just going to be a nice place for us to hang out. And with technology, you know, comes the need for a basement. I got to wire all this together, so I spent some time digging out the basement underneath all of my big new tech room. Yeah, you know, it's just something you got to do. I know some of this stuff. We're getting into the thermal series, and this is stuff I used in my bunker. The redstone servo is a component used in the making of several simple machines, but also in the creation of a number of augments that can be added to the machines to increase their capabilities. Well, it looks like it's a good thing that I made all those trees, because I'm going to have to make this arboreal extractor. You place it adjacent to a tree with leaves on it, and provided with fuel, it will slowly extract one of 3 types of fluid: resin, sap, or latex. Okay, this is going to be very helpful in the future. So, as much as I was bragging about knowing some of this stuff, I don't really know. Oh, man, these mobs. I got to go sleep. I started making some machines, and I realized that I don't have any tin, and that's when I realized I don't have a couple of singularities I need. So, well, back to the sieve. A little bit of grindy grind later, and I have now infinite tin, infinite zinc singularities. Sweet. I have a feeling I'm going to need a whole lot of these tin gears and machine casings, so yeah, I just made a whole truckload of them, and I'll just throw them in my ME system for now. The sequential fabricator can have a recipe set, and when provided with the resources and power, it can craft the target item automatically. Well, so this is an autocrafter? How? I didn't even know this was a thing. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, and it surely did not take long, but my brand new room that I just made is pretty much out of space. I'm going to have to expand the wall a little bit further that way, I think. It's kind of hilarious. I have a recipe that needs ice, and I don't have ice. I am surrounded by snow in every direction, but I have no ice. Luckily, my quantum transmutation chamber can turn snow into ice, so saved, but yeah, I was really stumped there for a little bit. And the same exact thing happened as whenever I realized I didn't have any tin, I just realized that I don't have any silver or aluminum. So I just had to go sieve a whole bunch of, I think it was granite. Yeah, just a ton of it, and yeah, drop those in. So, hey, infinite now. Okay, things are moving along pretty well, but I want to augment my induction smelter. I actually made 2 of them because I need a lot of these sort of advanced ingots. So I put in 2 second-tier augments, and we'll go from there. Yeah, and honestly, the second tier is still pretty slow, but the third tier is a lot faster, so I went ahead and upgraded both of them. And with that, I actually finished the thermal quest. It's time to move on to a new chapter and try out some new machines. It's called Powa. I walked outside and I noticed this big creeper hole. I have no idea where it came from. I mean, it wasn't me. So are the monsters fighting each other now? I don't know, but I think what I want is a buffer. So I'm going to come back with a bunch of dirt and remove a bunch of the snow and sort of expand outward. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the fences back to about where the snow is and then just torch spam the crap out of this area. Hopefully keep the skeletons from, cause what they do, they just stand at the fence line and just shoot the crap out of me. It sucks. It sucks. I need to keep them away. On to latex production. Now I'm going to need that to make plastic, I think that's how it works, and I have to get it from tree bark. I'm a little confused on this step, so I'm just going to put the machines down and just kind of see what happens. Now that you have a supply of latex, you can build yourself a latex processing unit. The latex processing unit's function is to consume latex and water, and with a tiny bit of power, produce tiny dry rubber pellets. Okay, I can probably work this out. With a little bit, and I mean a lot of trial and error, I finally figured out how to do this. I got to pump the water in, and even that was a bit of a chore with these mechanism pipes, but yeah, I'm pumping the latex and the water into the latex processing unit, and I'm getting these small pellets. Cool. I'm learning to love these mechanism pipes a little bit. With this tool, it is what you need, and I didn't have that for a while. You know, I used Ender IO conduits back in the bunker days, and that's kind of what I'm familiar with, but I'm learning to love these slowly, but I'm learning. I couldn't figure out why it wasn't working, and then I realized I had a water bottleneck. Like, my pipes were too slow, so I upgraded the pipes. In fact, I should probably upgrade all my pipes from the basic level. And finally, what I feel like was many days later, I'm able to make some plastic. Hooray! I really feel like I'm going to need a lot of plastic, so I spent some extra time automating this process with acacia hopper that goes in, and then I need to lock it so it doesn't get saplings. But yeah, that's going to put the logs out and flow into that, which is an automatic block placer. That should work, I think. All right, this is great. So I locked the drawer, so now no matter what, even if it's empty, it will still only accept the logs, and everything else will just be, I guess, voided. I don't know what happens to them. They go away. Now I have to make something with the most misleading title ever. The simple machine casing? It's nothing simple. I have to use this dissolution chamber and all these different things and tree sap and powder. It just truly is a pain in the butt for something that doesn't even do anything. It's just a crafting component for other stuff. And with that, I finished the chapter on industrial foregoing. It's pretty cool. Not a mod that I know very much about, but it's nice to have all the stuff. And on to power. This is yet another thing that I don't really know what I'm doing here, but I have to make this energized snowball, and this seems to have its own particular crafting mechanic. It took me a little while to figure out how to get these set up and turned on. Finally, they work. You just have to attach them directly to power, not like on the floor. Okay, I need more power. This is very slow. Fortunately, I was able to upgrade to tier 2 and add 2 more pylons, giving me 4 now. Hopefully, it'll be a lot faster. It still feels quite slow, but you know, hopefully I can make this energized snowball, which I don't think I even need it. I don't know why I'm supposed to make one. I had another creeper fall down on my head from the roof, and I am over it. I need to light up my roof. Find something that works. Okay, maybe not the most glamorous solution, but look, I have endless glowstone. I can make simple light bulbs and just sort of plug them into the roof and make sure that nothing's gonna spawn up here. It should be fairly safe base after I really double check it all. I upgraded my pylons again and finally got my charged snowball for whatever that's worth. I have a feeling it's nothing. I don't know. And now finally though, I can start making some things that are actually helpful. By combining gold and iron, I can make energized steel, and it's pretty quick too. The next tier requires me to put 4 blazes into this thing and just get 1 little item back. Hopefully I don't need a lot of these. Oh, and I hit a very frustrating point. To make the next tier, I need a lot of quartz, nether quartz, and to get that, this is my system. It sucks. I've got to figure out a better way. I really miss my heavy automation in my bunker, but look, this is going to work better. Actually, not that. I need to have the water sitting right on mycelium. No, it's still not sitting on mycelium. Come on, dude. Okay, now we're talking. Now this should fill up very, very quickly with water, I think, from my aqueous accumulator, and then I can just click. Look, it's still manual, but at least it's gonna be a lot faster. I'm gonna fill the buckets at least. This is doable. Honestly, it's pretty quick. I sieved 1 full stack of my new soul sand, and I got like 2.5 stacks of nether quartz. I can live with that. I have about enough time left to do 1 more major automation task, and that is automating this new power crafting mechanic. It is way more complicated than I expected because these pipes put in all of the items and I can only put in like 1 at a time. This is gonna be a tough solution to figure out. It took me, and I'm not even kidding here, probably 2 full days to figure this out. But by using XNet and make sure I change it to XNet item, I can create priority that will only allow in 1. This is a very, very cool way to transport items. I've never used it before, but I will definitely use this in the future. The best thing to come from this entire project isn't automating this, it's learning how to use XNet. For real, now that I know how to do it, I'm blown away. This is a great item transport method. I will use this very, very often. And thanks to my automation, I was able to make the next tier of these pylons, which are actually really, really fast. So that is super, super cool. I'm psyched about this. I can just imagine if I had like 8 pylons, how fast it would be. And this is where everything came to a screeching halt. I was just looking at this chapter, trying to finish just in time, and I looked at these energizing rods, the last tier, and they require something that I don't have. Oof, a nether star. Yeah, that kind of changes the whole trajectory of these last couple days, doesn't it? To get your hands on a nether star, you'll need to defeat the Wither. To get a hold of Blaze Lantern, you'll need to visit the nether first. Aww. Well, we did it. We did another 100 days, and I think y'all know where we're going next. If you want to see a part 3 of this series, just make sure to let me know in the comments down below. Also, I have a complete Fixxiverse playlist now on my channel. You can go check it out with ease and see everything in the viewing order that I would best recommend. It's not necessarily chronological order, it's the order that tells the story the best. The next part of this story will take place in my hardcore survival world, 1200 days. I'm already hard at work on the script, and it should be coming out shortly. Please make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that video when it comes, because it is going to be huge. Very special thank you to Khaos for stepping in for Edwin the Mage, and Lord Knight for reprising his role as Captain James Dohan. Love having you guys on board. Stay tuned for the epilogue coming right now.
Edwin, are you ready?
Okay, take me through this again.
I believe I can access enough power to open the smallest wormhole from here to the past.
Specifically, we think we can allow Tracy to contact Steve Tepic and warn him about the impending Khal attack on this planet.
But we're millions of years in his future. Do we even know when to send this message?
I was able to translate the timescale. Khal's obliteration of this planet took place 10,000 days after Steve Tepic appeared.
So we could send a warning and give him, what, 27 years to prepare?
Yes, kind of. The wormhole we are already able to open.
We?
Yeah. The wormhole Edwin can open is extremely small. We have enough bandwidth to send out only a short message for now.
Okay, I follow, but what do you mean for now?
We're going to send them back plans for something I'm calling an arcane reception coil. It should allow us to send back much more detailed messages, and maybe even help this Dr. Tepic to defeat Khal.